When we think about perseverance and hard work, a popular phrase often comes to mind. The race is not to the swift, but to those who endure to the end. This ancient wisdom, rooted in the biblical book of Ecclesiastes 9:11, reminds us that success is not solely determined by our initial speed or talent. As we navigate life's challenges, it's easy to get caught up in the idea that we need to be the fastest, most talented, or most intelligent to achieve our goals. This mindset can lead to burnout and disappointment when we inevitably face obstacles along the way. The truth is, enduring to the end requires a different kind of strength, one that's rooted in resilience, discipline, and a willingness to learn from failure. It's not about being the best at everything. It's about being consistent, persistent, and open to growth. As we explore what it means to endure to the end, we'll examine the habits and characteristics of individuals who have successfully navigated life's challenges with humility and perseverance. We'll delve into real-life examples, biblical principles, and timeless wisdom that can help us cultivate a spirit of endurance in our own lives. So let's begin this journey together, embracing the idea that the race is not to the swift, but to those who endure to the end. Let's discover how we can apply this principle to our own pursuits, relationships, and faith, and find the strength and courage we need to keep moving forward, even when the road ahead seems uncertain. What does it mean to endure to the end? Why is endurance so crucial in achieving our goals? How can we develop a growth mindset and learn from our failures? Biblical context and key passages. The concept of endurance to the end is deeply rooted in Scripture, with numerous passages offering wisdom on how to navigate life's challenges with perseverance. One such passage can be found in Ecclesiastes 9:11, which reminds us that the race is not to the swift or the strong, but to those whose heart belongs to God. This ancient wisdom emphasizes that success is not solely determined by our natural abilities or talents. Another key passage is Isaiah 41:10, where we're told not to fear because God is with us. This verse encourages us to trust in His presence and power, even when faced with uncertainty or adversity. By doing so, we can tap into a deeper sense of strength and resilience that enables us to endure to the end. Additionally, 2 Timothy 4:7 offers a powerful reminder that I have fought the good fight, I have finished the course, I have kept the faith. This verse highlights the importance of perseverance in achieving our goals and living out our faith with integrity. By keeping our eyes fixed on Jesus and His teachings, we can cultivate the endurance we need to overcome obstacles and stay committed to our pursuits. As we explore these biblical passages, it's clear that endurance is a vital component of success, not just in achieving our goals, but also in living out our faith with authenticity. By embracing this principle and allowing God to shape us through trials and tribulations, we can develop the strength and courage needed to endure to the end. Meaning and key themes in the context of perseverance and hard work. Endurance is not just about physical or mental stamina. It's also about maintaining a steady pace over an extended period. This means being willing to put in the time and effort required to achieve our goals, even when faced with obstacles or setbacks. As we reflect on the phrase, "The race is not to the swift, but to those who endure to the end," we begin to understand that endurance is a choice. It's a decision to stay committed to our pursuits, despite the challenges and difficulties we may encounter along the way. This concept is closely tied to the idea of resilience, being able to bounce back from adversity and maintain our momentum in the face of obstacles. Resilience allows us to adapt and adjust our approach as needed, ensuring that we stay on track towards achieving our goals. Another key aspect of endurance is discipline. This involves establishing routines and habits that support our pursuits, even when it's easy to get sidetracked or discouraged. By developing a sense of discipline, we can maintain focus and momentum over the long haul, Finally, endurance requires a willingness to learn from failure and adapt to new situations. When we encounter setbacks or difficulties, we must be willing to reassess our approach and adjust course as needed. This involves cultivating a growth mindset, one that sees challenges and failures as opportunities for growth and learning. Ultimately, the race is not to the swift, but to those who endure to the end. By embracing this principle and cultivating the habits of resilience, discipline, and adaptability, we can develop the strength and courage needed to achieve our goals and live out our faith with authenticity. Practical application today. So how can we apply the principle of endurance in our daily lives? One key strategy is to focus on making progress rather than perfection. By setting achievable goals and breaking them down into smaller, manageable tasks, we can maintain momentum and stay motivated even when faced with challenges. Another practical approach is to cultivate a sense of accountability, sharing our goals and struggles with trusted friends or mentors who can offer support and guidance along the way. This helps us stay on track and avoid getting discouraged by setbacks or failures. We should also prioritize self-care and take steps to maintain our physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. By taking care of ourselves, we can build resilience and maintain the energy needed to endure to the end. Finally, let's not forget the importance of community, surrounding ourselves with people who share our values and support our goals. When we're part of a community that encourages and uplifts us, we're more likely to stay motivated and committed to our pursuits even when faced with challenges. How can you apply the principle of endurance in your own life? What habits or strategies do you need to develop in order to maintain momentum and achieve your goals? Conclusion. As we conclude our exploration of the phrase, "The race is not to the swift, but to those who endure to the end," let's reflect on the importance of perseverance in achieving our goals and living out our faith with authenticity. We've seen that endurance is a choice, requiring us to be willing to put in the time and effort required to achieve our pursuits, even when faced with obstacles or setbacks. It's a decision to stay committed to our goals, despite the challenges and difficulties we may encounter along the way. By embracing this principle and cultivating the habits of resilience, discipline, and adaptability, we can develop the strength and courage needed to achieve our goals and live out our faith with authenticity. So let's continue to press on, trusting in God's presence and power, and staying committed to our pursuits until the very end.